Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a trip around the world, but not just any trip. We're diving into the 10 most popular sports in different countries. Sports are such a massive part of culture and identity worldwide, and each country has its own favorite pastime that brings people together, sparks rivalries, and inspires greatness. So let's get into it. These sports aren't ranked in any particular order, but each is a true phenomenon in its own country. Let's get started. First up, we've got football, or soccer as it's called in some countries, undoubtedly the most popular sport in Brazil. Brazil is known for producing some of the greatest football players of all time: Pelé, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Neymar. Football is more than just a sport here, it's a way of life. Brazil's love affair with football started in the late 19th century, and it has since become an integral part of the country's identity. With 5 World Cup titles to its name, Brazil is the most successful national team in World Cup history. Football is played everywhere, from the beaches of Rio de Janeiro to the favelas, and major events like the World Cup are national celebrations. Brazil has over 200 million football fans, and their passion for the sport transcends age, social class, and geography. Football is deeply embedded in Brazilian culture, it's a unifying force. Next, we travel to India, where the most popular sport is cricket. Cricket is nothing short of a national obsession in India, with millions of fans tuning in to watch every game, whether it's a local match or an international tournament. Players like Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, and MS Dhoni are revered as heroes. The sport became popular during British colonial rule, and after independence it quickly became the country's favorite pastime. Cricket's popularity has skyrocketed with the rise of the Indian Premier League, IPL, a fast-paced, highly competitive T20 format that has captivated millions around the globe. The IPL alone attracts over 400 million viewers each season. Cricket is deeply tied to Indian identity, acting as a unifying force across the country's vast and diverse regions. It's a game that fosters immense national pride, especially when India wins major tournaments like the ICC Cricket World Cup. In New Zealand, rugby is king. Known for their fearsome All Blacks team, New Zealanders are absolutely passionate about the sport. The All Blacks have become synonymous with excellence in rugby, and their pre-match haka, a traditional Maori war dance, is one of the most iconic rituals in sports. Rugby's popularity in New Zealand stems from its deep cultural significance. Introduced in the late 1800s, rugby quickly became a symbol of national identity and pride, transcending its British origins to become a uniquely New Zealand sport. The country has won the Rugby World Cup 3 times, further solidifying its dominance. From the grassroots level to international stages, rugby is embedded in the fabric of New Zealand society. Nearly half the population tunes in whenever the All Blacks play, showing just how integral the sport is to their national spirit. Next, we head to the United States, where basketball reigns supreme. While football, American football, and baseball are also incredibly popular, basketball stands out for its cultural impact and global influence, largely thanks to the NBA. Legends like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant have become household names across the globe. Basketball's appeal in the US stems from its fast pace, skillful plays, and high-scoring nature. The NBA, with its global audience of over 2 billion, is arguably the most popular basketball league in the world. Street basketball is also a huge part of American culture, especially in cities like New York and Los Angeles. Basketball has not only shaped American sports culture, but has also become a cultural force in music, fashion, and social activism. The sport's reach extends far beyond the court, making it one of America's biggest cultural exports. In Canada, nothing brings people together quite like ice hockey. It's more than just a sport, it's a part of Canadian identity. Hockey is played at every level, from kids learning to skate on frozen ponds to the highly competitive NHL, where Canadian teams and players dominate. Canada's love for hockey goes back to the 19th century, and the sport is ingrained in the national psyche. Whether it's the annual Stanley Cup playoffs or international competitions like the Winter Olympics, ice hockey is a source of immense pride. Players like Wayne Gretzky and Sidney Crosby are national icons. Over 70% of Canadians watch hockey regularly, and the country's passion for the game unites communities from coast to coast, especially during cold winter months. In Ireland, the most popular sport isn't soccer or rugby, it's Gaelic football. Played under the banner of the Gaelic Athletic Association, GAA, this uniquely Irish sport blends elements of soccer, rugby, and basketball. It's fast-paced, physical, and incredibly exciting to watch. Gaelic football has been played for centuries in Ireland and is deeply connected to Irish culture and nationalism, particularly during periods of political unrest. It's played at both amateur and professional levels, and the All-Ireland Football Championship is one of the biggest sporting events in the country, drawing in over 1 million viewers each year. Gaelic football is more than just a sport, it's a celebration of Irish identity and tradition. 7. Table tennis, China. Moving on to China, the nation's most popular sport is table tennis, also known as ping pong. Table tennis might be seen as a recreational game in many countries, but in China, it's a competitive sport with millions of fans and players. China has dominated international table tennis for decades, producing world champions like Ma Long and Deng Yaping. Introduced to China in the early 20th century, the sport quickly gained popularity, especially after the Communist Party promoted it as a national pastime. Today, table tennis is not only a sport, but also a symbol of Chinese excellence on the world stage. With over 300 million people regularly playing table tennis in China, it's safe to say that this sport is woven into the country's cultural fabric. Heading to Japan, baseball is the sport that has captured the hearts of millions. Introduced by American educators in the 1870s, baseball became the most popular sport in Japan by the 20th century. Today, Japan's Nippon Professional Baseball League is one of the most competitive in the world. Japanese players like Ichiro Suzuki and Shohei Ohtani have become international stars, further fueling Japan's love for the game. Baseball games in Japan are a sight to behold, with enthusiastic fans chanting, waving banners, and showing their unwavering support. Baseball's deep connection to Japanese culture emphasizes values like teamwork, perseverance, and respect, making it more than just a game for the country's nearly 70 million fans. In Australia, the most popular sport isn't cricket or rugby, it's Australian rules football, or AFL. Known for its fast pace and physical intensity, Aussie rules is a unique blend of rugby, soccer, and Gaelic football, and it's massively popular down under. Played professionally under the AFL, the sport has grown into a national passion, with millions of Australians following their favorite teams and players. The AFL Grand Final is one of the biggest sporting events in Australia, drawing over 100,000 fans to the Melbourne Cricket Ground every year. The sport has deep cultural roots in Australia, symbolizing the rugged, competitive spirit of the country. Finally, we return to Brazil for another sport that's hugely popular: volleyball. Whether it's on the beach or indoors, volleyball is one of Brazil's most beloved sports. Brazil's national volleyball teams, both men's and women's, are among the best in the world, with multiple Olympic and World Championship titles to their name. Beach volleyball, in particular, holds a special place in Brazilian culture, with iconic players like Ricardo Santos and Kerry Walsh Jennings leaving their mark on the sport. With millions of fans and players across the country, volleyball is a sport that brings people together, whether on the sunny beaches of Copacabana or in stadiums packed with passionate supporters. And there you have it, the 10 most popular sports in different countries. From football in Brazil to table tennis in China, each of these sports carries deep cultural significance and brings people together like nothing else can. Whether you're a die-hard fan of one of these sports or looking to explore something new, there's a whole world of exciting sports out there just waiting to be discovered. Don't be afraid to dive into a new sport. You never know which one might capture your heart. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing content. See you next time.